What's up everybody, welcome back to One More Guitar. Thank you for checking out the channel. Please remember to take 2 seconds to hit the like button if you like the video. It really helps the videos out. If you're new to the channel and you like guitars, hit the subscribe button. So what I want to do today is check out this Fender American Original 50s Stratocaster. You may have seen the unboxing I did a few weeks ago, and I actually had that video saved up for a few weeks. So I've had this for maybe about 2 months now. And I'll tell you right now, I really love this thing. It sounds great. It's one of the best sounding guitars I have, and it's a lot of fun to play. So what I want to do today is just kind of go over the specs of this thing. We'll weigh it. We'll check out the pickup resistance. I'll open it up, check out the insides, and then we'll do some playing samples. And speaking of that, the intro track you just heard, I recorded all of the guitar parts of that track with this guitar. So that's kind of what it sounds like in a mix. Alright, I think I've said enough for the intro. Let's get going. Alright, we're going to start by taking a look at the American Original 50 Strat specs. This is the white blonde version, and it comes with an ash body, but all the other finishes come with an alder body. And it has a gloss nitrocellulose lacquer finish. The controls are your typical Strat controls. You have one master volume and 2 tone knobs and a 5-way blade switch. And that's one spec that's different from a real 50 Stratocaster. They used to have 3-way switches. The bridge is a 6-saddle pure vintage synchronized tremolo system. It comes with the 59 pure vintage pickups, and these are not noise canceling or hum canceling in any position. Hasn't really been a problem for me, but something you may want to know. It comes with a maple neck. It's got a soft V profile. It's definitely a thick profile. It's got a 9.5-inch radius, and that's another difference from the old 50s models that actually had the 7.25-inch radius. It's got a maple fretboard, black dots, bone nut. The scale length is 25.5. It's typical for Fender, and it's got 21 vintage tall frets. The tuners are the pure vintage tuners. It comes with tins on it from the factory, and it includes a hard shell case. It's a vintage case. Check out my unboxing video. I'll go over the case a little bit in that one. Now the guitar weighs 7 pounds and 9 ounces. Not too bad. Let's check out the pickup resistance. At the bridge we have about 5.6. Position 2 we have 2.8. In the middle position we have 5.5. Position 4 we have 2.8. And position 5 we have 5.5. So these are pretty low output pickups. Next we're going to take a look at the inside of the body. See, it's a little dirty in here, but it's not too bad. This is where you adjust the truss rod if you need to do that. So you'll have to take the neck off to do that. See, it's a little dirty right there. We'll get that cleaned up. Have a mark inside of this cavity here. A P or a D. Not sure. See, there's a little spot where you can see the wood through the finish there. A couple of spots around the edges. I wasn't going to pull the pickguard off of this, but I don't think I've seen a video where they actually looked inside, so I thought it was a good idea. So you can see here the pickups are marked 59. Some kind of sticker here. Take a look at the pots. We've got CTS pots. It's an old school capacitor there. Looks pretty good. So just a little bit of shielding underneath it, but not much. I find it interesting that the more expensive the Fender I get, the less shielding it comes with. It's kind of interesting. Alright, let me put it back together and let's see what this guitar sounds like. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on this guitar? Well, I freaking love it. Pickups are some of the best sounding pickups I've ever heard for my ear. I think it sounds exactly like what the ideal Strat sounds like in my head. So one of my favorite parts of this guitar is just the pickups and the way it sounds. Another thing is this neck profile. If you saw in the unboxing, I mentioned how thick this is, and it's definitely the thickest neck profile I've ever played on a Strat. But I've really gotten used to it, and I kind of prefer it now. I tend to pick this one up a little more than I do the American Pro. Something about this neck just feels really comfortable to me. So one thing you should know is it is a thicker neck on this guitar. So if you're looking at buying one and you have smaller hands, you may want to consider that. I'll mention these tuners. These are your typical vintage style tuners, and I love these things now. I've gotten used to them, I've gotten a lot better at using them, and now restringing is really quick and unstringing is very quick. So I really love these tuners, and you know, these are quality versions of them, so that's good. Next, I'll talk about the finish of the guitar. I definitely love the way that the finish looks and the way you can see the wood grain through it. I know that's hard to see on camera, but you really can see it, especially on the back. Maybe you'll have a better chance of seeing it this way, but it really does look good on the back. It looks good up close on the front too. Another thing I'll mention is the rolled fingerboard. It really makes this neck even extra comfortable to play, so that's a really nice feature. The fret ends on this are really nice. Actually, we should do the tissue test. And we're back, and I got some tissue. Alright, let's check this out. They feel pretty good to me. I don't expect it to tear the tissue, so let's see. Nothing. Not a single scratch. Check the top. Again, didn't tear the tissue at all. So the fretwork on this thing is really good. I also haven't had any issues with the nut. I mentioned in the unboxing that the A looked like it might be cut a little shallow, but I haven't had any problems with it, so you know, if it ain't broke, I'm not going to complain about it. The one thing I will complain about though is that I had this ding, this very small ding in the headstock that caused a little bit of finish checking. That happened coming out of the case. And that's another thing I'll mention. I said this in the unboxing, but the case is really cool because it's a tweed case and it's got the red interior. Definitely check out the unboxing if you haven't seen the case. It looks really cool, but as far as how functional it is, it's not quite as good as some of the modern cases. And this is kind of proof of that to me. I have carried this guitar around a couple of times now, and I always use the case that came with the American Pro just because it's way more secure. But the case that came with this is real nice, and it's vintage if that's something you're looking for. As far as the bridge goes, I think that the bridge is really good. I've had these 6-screw bridges before that I had some issues with, you know, some tuning problems and stuff like that. But this one seems to work really well. As far as the setup out of the box, I think it was pretty good. The action on the bass side was set to about 2 millimeters, and on the treble side was set to about 1.75 millimeters. The bridge was up a little higher than I like, and it was giving me a little bit of tuning problems. So I set the guitar up. When I restrung it, you know, I put the strings I like on it. I got the bridge set the way I want. Had to adjust the springs in the back a little bit, and I brought the action down some. So now I'm about at 1.75 on the bass side and about 1.25, I think, on the treble side. But out of the box, it was very playable. It wasn't, you know, too much out of whack. The only issues I had really was with the tuning stability because the bridge wasn't set up just right. Alright, I think that pretty much covers it. Like I said in the intro, this is definitely in the top 2 guitars for me. I play this one a lot. I really like it. I like the way it sounds. And if I'm going to record a Strat sound, this is the Strat I'm going to use because I think it just perfectly captures the Strat sound that's in my ears. So I'm really loving this thing. Alright, so I appreciate you guys watching. Again, remember to hit the like button if you haven't already, and hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And until next time, take it easy and keep playing.